Have you ever wondered why the strongest individuals often carry the heaviest burdens? It's a paradox that has puzzled many a sage and philosopher throughout the ages. This curious relationship between suffering and strength. Let's put a lens on this mystery through the words of Khalil Gibran, a Lebanese poet and philosopher. He once penned, "Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars." To truly grasp the depth of this verse, we must first understand the concept of resilience. Resilience is not just the ability to endure, but to bounce back from adversity. It's like a rubber band stretched to its limits, yet capable of returning to its original shape. It's a testament to the astounding elasticity of the human spirit. But resilience isn't born out of comfort or ease. It's not polished in the chambers of prosperity. No, resilience is forged in the crucible of trials, tempered by the flames of tribulation and honed on the whetstone of hardship. Imagine a piece of iron ore. In its raw form, it's brittle, prone to breaking under pressure. But apply heat, pound it, fold it, and what emerges? A blade of steel, stronger and sharper than before. That is the transformative power of suffering. And just like that blade, we too can emerge from our trials stronger, sharper, and more resilient. The cracks and crevices that mar our exterior are not signs of weakness. Rather, they are badges of honor, testaments to our resilience. Suffering, then, is not a pitfall to be avoided, but a teacher to be learned from. It's a crucible that can mold us into the best versions of ourselves. But how does this suffering translate into strength? Well, that's a question best answered by real-life stories. Stories of people who've stared adversity in the face and emerged stronger for it. Stories of those who've been knocked down yet refused to stay down. Stories of resilience. So let's delve into some real-life stories. Let's explore this mystery further and uncover the strength that lies hidden in suffering. Consider the story of a woman named Maria, a survivor of a horrific car accident. The accident was a cataclysmic event that shattered her life into 1,000 pieces, leaving her a broken shell of her former self. The doctors told her she may never walk again, a prophecy that would have crushed many. But Maria, she was different. She was a phoenix. And like a phoenix, she was destined to rise from the ashes of her suffering. Her journey to recovery was not easy. It was a long, arduous path strewn with obstacles and setbacks. But Maria was not deterred. She pushed through the pain, the despair, the fatigue. Every setback, every fall, every tear she used as fuel to ignite her determination. Maria's grit was her beacon, guiding her through the darkest nights. She fought, not just for herself, but for her loved ones, for her dreams, for a chance to live life on her own terms. She was relentless, unyielding, a force of nature that refused to be defeated. And then one day, she took her first step. It was a small, shaky step, but it was a step nonetheless. It was the first of many steps that led her to reclaim her life, her identity, her freedom. With every step, she grew stronger, more resilient, more alive. She was no longer a survivor. She was a warrior, a phoenix risen from the ashes. Her journey also gifted her a newfound appreciation for life. She found joy in the simplest of things, in the warmth of the sun on her face, in the laughter of her loved ones, in the taste of her favorite food. She learned that life was not just about surviving, but about thriving, about living fully, fearlessly, fiercely. Maria's story is a testament to the strength that can be forged in the fires of suffering. Like a phoenix, she rose from the ashes of her suffering, stronger, more beautiful, more magnificent. And like a phoenix, she left a trail of fire in her wake, a beacon for all those who are fighting their own battles, showing them that they too can rise. Now, let's turn our attention to John, a veteran who came back from war with both visible and invisible scars. John is a man of valor, a warrior who has seen the best and worst of humanity. He returned from the field of battle not only with scars that mark his skin, but also with those that are unseen, deeply etched into his soul. These invisible scars are the remnants of the harrowing experiences he had to endure. The trauma, the fear, the loss. They are the echoes of the war that continue to reverberate within him, long after the gunfire has ceased. John grappled with the specter of post-traumatic stress disorder, a silent enemy that lurked in the shadows of his mind. Nightmares would often drag him back to the battlefield, making him relive those terrifying moments. He felt trapped in a loop of torment, a prisoner of his own memories. But John, being the warrior that he is, refused to surrender. He decided to face his demons head-on. He sought help, attended therapy, learned coping mechanisms. It was a long, arduous journey, but he persisted, driven by the same courage that saw him through the war. Throughout this process, John discovered that his experiences, while traumatic, also shaped his character in profound ways. His suffering made him more empathetic, more understanding of the pain of others. His resilience in the face of adversity made him a beacon of hope for those who are struggling. John now dedicates his life to helping other veterans who are grappling with similar issues. He uses his experience to guide them, to let them know that they are not alone in their struggle. He has become their pillar of strength, their source of inspiration. John's story is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. His scars, both physical and psychological, are not symbols of defeat, but badges of honor. They bear witness to his battles, his struggles, and most importantly, his triumphs. John's scars, both seen and unseen, are not signs of weakness, but badges of strength. Finally, let's examine the story of Lucy, a woman who faced the pain of a broken home and emerged stronger. Lucy's childhood, like the canvas of a passionate painter, was colored with broad strokes of tumultuous emotion. The hues of trust and security were notably absent, replaced instead with the dark shades of uncertainty and fear. The broken pieces of her home, like shards of glass, left deep cuts in her young heart. As she grew older, these wounds hardened into scars that she carried within her. The girl who once laughed freely and loved openly was replaced by a woman who struggled to trust, her heart ensconced behind a wall of self-preservation. Yet, within Lucy, a spark of resilience was kindled. She recognized the need to confront her pain, to face the monsters that lurked in the shadows of her past. With a heart pounding like a war drum and a spirit as stubborn as the northern winds, Lucy sought the aid of therapy. Therapy for Lucy became a sanctuary, a battleground, and a classroom. In this sacred space, she faced her fears, fought her demons, and learned the lessons that life had tried to teach her through her pain. The journey was far from easy. There were moments when the ghosts of her past threatened to overwhelm her, when the pain seemed too much to bear. But Lucy, armed with courage and guided by wisdom, pressed on. Each step forward, each tear shed, each fear confronted, was a testament to her growing strength. Through therapy, Lucy learned to navigate the labyrinth of her past, to understand her pain and to heal her wounds. She learned to trust again, to forge meaningful relationships, and to love without fear. The scars she carried, once symbols of her suffering, became badges of her strength. Through her journey, Lucy discovered a profound truth, that there is strength in vulnerability, that the courage to face our fears, to confront our pain, to expose our wounds, is a testament to our strength, that the ability to trust, to love, and to connect with others despite our scars is a mark of true resilience. Lucy's journey shows that vulnerability too is a form of strength. What do Maria, John, and Lucy's stories tell us about suffering and strength? They tell us that suffering and strength are two sides of the same coin. Maria, John, and Lucy, they've all experienced hardships, they've all suffered, they've all been scarred. But instead of letting these scars define them, they've used them as fuel, as motivation to become stronger. In the vast landscape of their lives, these scars are not just blemishes. They are badges of honor, testaments to their resilience. They are the marks of battles fought and won, the tangible proof of their strength. Like the phoenix that rises from its own ashes, they've used their suffering as a catalyst, a force to propel them to greater heights. Through the heat of adversity, they've been forged into stronger versions of themselves. And these stories are not unique. They are echoed in the lives of many. The world is filled with people who've turned their suffering into strength, their adversity into advantage. It's a universal truth. Resilience is built in adversity. Each of us carries our own set of scars, some visible, some hidden. But these scars are not signs of weakness. They are signs of strength. They are the reminders of the battles we've fought, the hardships we've overcome, the trials we've survived. So let's not shy away from these scars. Let's not hide them or feel ashamed of them. Instead, let's wear them with pride. Let's acknowledge them as the signs of our strength, as the proof of our resilience. In the grand scheme of things, suffering is just a stepping stone, a catalyst to becoming stronger. It's not about the scars we carry, but the lessons we learn from them. It's about the strength we gain from our suffering, the resilience we build in adversity. So, when life throws you a curveball, when you're faced with adversity, don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Remember, it's an opportunity to grow stronger, to build resilience. Remember, out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. So the next time you're faced with adversity, remember, it's an opportunity to grow stronger.